What do you call it when the government asks 14,000 people for their opinion on a policy, gets a crystal clear answer, and then ignores 98.4% of them and does the exact opposite? I call it a scandal. And that's exactly what happened with the Department for Transport's motorcycles in bus lanes consultation.
Unite for what is right, fight against the wrong.
From March to July of 2024, the DfT ran what they called a public consultation on whether motorcycles should be allowed to use bus lanes by default, the same access that cyclists already have automatically. They received 14,327 responses from individuals and organisations across the UK. The results couldn't have been clearer. But in November of 2024, the DfT announced that they were rejecting the policy. So let's take a close look at this democratic scandal they tried to bury in bureaucratic language. Let me show you the numbers the DfT hoped you would never see. Of the 14,107 individual responses, that's ordinary folk like you and me, 13,885 supported allowing motorcycles in bus lanes by default. That's 98.4% in favour. Only 176 people, that's just 1.6%, opposed it. This wasn't a close call. This wasn't a split decision. This was as close to unanimous as you get in any democratic process. But it gets worse. The DfT decided to follow the 1.6%. They literally chose to ignore 13,885 people and listen to 176 instead. Now the DfT will probably say, but what about all the expert stakeholders? And that's a fair question. Let's look at those 46 key stakeholder organisations that they identified. 20 organisations supported default access, 18 opposed it, and 8 were neutral. So even among the stakeholders, there was plurality of support. But here's the kicker. Let's look at who was in each camp. Supporting were the National Police Chiefs Council, RoSPA, IAM RoadSmart, multiple police forces, bus operators like First Bus, and councils with actual experience. Opposing were primarily cycling lobby groups and councils with no practical experience of motorcycles in bus lanes. Notice a pattern? Those with actual experience and responsibility for road safety supported it. Those with ideological positions opposed it. But the real scandal is what the DfT chose to ignore. Of the 18 local authorities that responded, only 6 actually allow motorcycles in their bus lanes currently. That means only 6 have real practical experience to draw from. Of those 6 councils with actual experience, the ones who've seen how this works in practice, how many do you think supported continued access? Yes, 4 out of 6. So that's 67% of councils with real-world evidence. Meanwhile, of the 12 councils with no practical experience, just theories and desktop-based opinions, most opposed it. So the DfT chose to listen to the councils who'd never tried it and ignored the ones that had. So here's what really happened. This consultation was launched as part of the Conservative government's plan for drivers. It was even in their election manifesto. But the decision came after the general election from a Labour government that had explicitly not included this commitment in their manifesto. The DfT's own outcome document admits their real reason. Quote, "At present, the government has no policy to encourage greater use of motorcycles." This wasn't about evidence, this wasn't about safety, this was about politics. They rejected the policy that could save motorcyclists' lives because they don't want to be seen to be encouraging motorcycling. Just let that sink in. This sets a terrifying precedent. What's the point of public consultation if governments just ignore them when they don't like the results? 98.4% support isn't a narrow majority, it's an overwhelming consensus. Most government policies would kill for that level of public support. Brexit passed with just 52%. Scottish independence was rejected with just 55% of the vote. Yet somehow 98.4% support for motorcycle bus lane access wasn't enough. The message it sends is clear. Your opinion only matters if it aligns with the government's pre-existing agenda. That's not democracy, that's authoritarianism dressed up as consultation. Now, if you've been following my previous videos on this scandal, you'll know I raised a parliamentary petition calling for this decision to be reversed. As MAG's Director of Campaigns and Political Engagement, I couldn't stand by and watch 98.4% of consultation respondents be ignored. The response has been incredible. We smashed through 10,000 signatures in the first week and got our written government response. We're now well over 20,000 signatures, but the crucial bit is that we need 100,000 signatures to trigger a parliamentary debate, and we only have until the 28th of August to get there. So that's just over a month left. To everyone who's signed the petition already, I thank you. You're proving that the 13,885 people ignored by the consultation weren't alone. But we need more voices. They may have dismissed 13,885 people in an official consultation, but imagine the impact of 100,000 signatures on a petition that they also can't ignore. If this video has opened your eyes to how the DfT manipulated this consultation, wait until you see the evidence that they claimed didn't exist. I'll be breaking down the 55+ trials that they ignored in my next video. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss it. And please share this video. The more people who know about the 98.4% that the DfT ignored, the harder it becomes for them to pretend this decision was based on evidence rather than politics. Sign the petition. Your voice matters.
From our pain, with the fancy words and figures, it's us they can't contain. We demand a seat at the table, no more shadows in the light. We'll shout until they hear us, we'll stand up for our fight. Unite for what is right, our voice is clear and strong. When truth is pushed aside, we will sing a song.